And that's what we want to hear. Hey, sis, how are you?
Hey, I'm good. How are you?
I am doing amazing through it all, like through it all. Life be life.
Yes, life is definitely life, and for all of us.
Man. But no weapon formed against us shall prosper. That's what we always have
Absolutely.
to say. Oh my goodness. I just appreciate you. Like I was saying a few minutes ago, I reached out to you and wanted, you to come on. I wanted to get to know you more, and I want people to get to know you more and support you more.
Thank you. I appreciate you.
Yeah. So how I like to get started is ask you a few questions. So what was Felicia like in elementary school?
Oh, what was Felicia like in elementary school? In elementary school, I was actually very quiet in elementary school. And believe it or not, I was actually bullied in elementary school.
Hmm.
Well, I won't really say bully. I was teased because of my burn. Kids can be very, very cruel.
Yes.
So, but I was very, very quiet in elementary school. I was a shy kid.
Okay. Like when it got to like sixth grade or anything, fifth or sixth grade, did you do any like programs like music or sports or anything?
Nope, I was very reserved, very quiet. I went to school, came home, just the everyday rigmarole. Just go to school, come home. I did not in elementary school. I did not participate in any clubs, any extra activities or anything like that. My mother, she really kept a tight hold on me, so I was home most of the time if I wasn't at school. So it was really no room for extra.
That's exactly how I grew up too.
Hmm.
What about junior high?
Junior high, really the same thing. It wasn't until high school, which I really got some independence and really kind of blossomed and started doing my own thing.
Okay, so what happened? What were you participating in high school and everything?
Well, I still wasn't participating in anything that was connected to the high school, but my mother, she was one of the top braiders in the Bay Area. So once I got into high school, I started braiding with her. So
Okay.
then that kind of opened me up to a whole new world.
Oh, wow. So
Mhm.
you said like said that was she at a salon?
So she had a home salon. It was called Braids for All Ages. And she actually, at one point in time, had a salon at Durant Square in San Leandro.
Oh, wow. See, my
Hmm.
son's barbershop is on Hesperia.
Oh, wow. Okay. Not too far. Not too
Yeah.
far.
Yeah, so that actually his first barbershop is on
Wow.
area. So, wow. Now, so after high school and everything, and so how long did you braid hair?
I think I stopped maybe I only did it maybe from like 16 to maybe 19, about 16 to 19. And then actually at 19 I had my daughter. So that's actually when I stopped.
Okay. And then what happened in Felicia's life after that?
I started working, I became a mother, so I worked full time. I was a mother and I just kind of just sailed through life a little bit. I always did my own thing. I've always loved to travel. It wasn't until maybe I would say my 30s is when I really got into the social media thing and started really using my voice.
Okay.
But I've always known tons of people. I've always known everybody. But once it came to social media, it kind of like opened me up to a whole new crowd.
Oh, wow. Now you're from the town, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
East
Yeah.
Oakland all day long.
Okay. Yeah, we could look. Shout out the town.
Yes, yes.
So what was your after Brady? What was your first job?
My first job, I worked in it was like a little packaging company. It was in Emeryville. So I would go there every day. I was making $5 an hour. My very
A
first
lot of
job
money
doing
back
that, making
then.
$5 an hour. And it was like I would be assembling like packages. It would be like little toys or just little things that needed to be assembled, put in the little bags and have the little tabs, little, cardboard things stapled on. But it was really just simple. And then after that, I started working at Grand Auto.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Grand Auto Parts USA. So I was in the auto parts store for a couple of years.
Oh,
Then
wow.
after that, I went into telecommunications, AT&T, and I stayed there for 17 years. So that's the bulk of my career, AT&T.
Okay. And what positions did you hold there?
Sales and service.
Sales and service. Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. Everybody wants to call me now. So when did you become a like it says on Facebook you're a healing life coach. What
Healing life coach.
what made you do that and when did that happen?
So I became a certified healing life coach in 2023. So I decided to go into that field after I left my ex-husband, after I walked away. The infamous story of me leaving him while he was at the dentist.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Oh,
so yo,
I
yes,
don't think
so
I
that
heard that one.
oh yeah, so I'm an author. So
Yeah.
I wrote a book. It's called I Survived My Narc, The Great Escape.
Yes, I was going to talk about that. Okay.
So yeah, so that is so that's my book. It shares my story on how I left my narcissist ex-husband while he was at the dentist and lived to tell about it. It also shares the story of 5 other women who did the same thing. It gives tips and tricks on how to successfully leave and live to tell about it, and it gives signs of narcissism. So while I was going through that, I just realized that there was a lot of women that were going through the same exact thing that I was going through. Everybody suffered in silence. Nobody wanted to talk about it. So I decided to start a nonprofit, which is called the Healing Circle. And then I started originally, it was just a Facebook group called The Circle. So then it kind of ventured off into the nonprofit. And then I decided to become a certified healing life coach. My One of my good friends, she always calls me Mother Love. So hey, I'm kind of already doing it, so why not? Why not do it as a profession?
Well, I am actually volunteer at Women's Empowerment as a
Oh,
job coach
nice,
here. You know, because
nice, nice.
yeah, and it's the women kind of really gravitate towards me. There's other different mentors there, but when they gravitate towards you because of your
Mm,
history, you know what I mean? Because
yeah.
I don't like even like when women ask me for money at the gas station and stuff, I tell them, "What's your story?"
Mm-hmm.
Tell me their story. Why are you
Right.
here? And then
Right.
after I listened to it, I let them know. I said, hey, I was adopted. I did drugs, abusive relationships, and they was like, you? And I was like, yes.
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
and that's the story, when I go speak, at Women's Empowerment, I tell my story. And
Hmm.
and as you know, when women hear that, they get encouraged and they can relate to you.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, it's sharing my story. There's so many other women out there with relatable stories and stories. Sometimes I can say something and it's almost like I'm telling somebody else their story because they're
Yeah,
so similar, you know?
yeah. And then once they see that it is possible to make it, it just gives them, hope. And we don't judge,
Right.
stuff. And
Right.
that's what they appreciate because the women,
Absolutely.
do you agree with this? The women who really haven't been what we've been through, they're the ones that judge.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I tell people you can't judge me until you walked in my shoes. And 9 times out of 10, you're not gonna get that far.
Right, 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 right.
So yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yes, those are the most judgy ones who, you know, who their story doesn't look like ours.
yeah. So you're still doing the life coaching, the healthy life coaching, right?
Yes, they're like yes.
Okay. Now, if somebody say they, would like to, have you as a coach and stuff, how do they go about doing that?
So they can find me on my website, thehealingcircleorg.com. And also I'm on all social medias under Felicia Carr.
Okay.
So
Okay.
most people find me actually on social media.
Okay. Okay. And the healing circle, is somebody it's a nonprofit, right? Too.
Yes.
Okay. Do you have events and how can people give to, the healing circle?
So there's a donation tab on the website.
Mhm.
So the last event that I gave was actually August of 2024. I gave it at Eastmont Mall here in Oakland at the Boss Wellness Center, and it was a mental health suicide prevention conference.
Mm,
I had over 150 people show up. So that was actually one of my reasonings on moving back to California because I was in Houston at the time.
okay.
So that was one of the big reasons why I moved back. I felt like I was needed here more than out there because my family within itself, I lost 4 nephews to suicide.
Mm,
So yeah.
oh
So
wow.
everything that I do, it ties into what I've been through.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing is by just happens chance.
Wow.
It all ties in.
So that event, there was 150 people and everything. What was it? What was the atmosphere like? I mean, and
So we had speakers, I had therapists, I had a panel of suicide survivors.
Mm.
I had a panel of therapists. I had breakout rooms. I had a breakout room for the men, one for the women. I had a breakout room. I had a room designated just for kids. I had 10 vendors. We had the sound bath. We had a fashion show.
Wow.
Not sound bath, sound bowl. We had a fashion show. We did slideshows. It was a young man, Kevin Bertha. I don't know if
Yeah,
you know of his
Kevin.
story. Yes, he was there. He was there. He did an amazing job. Yes, but it
I
was
met him at
it was
church.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yes. So it
Uh-huh.
was awesome.
Oh,
It
wow.
was awesome.
Now that was back in, you said 2024,
That was
right?
2024, yes.
Okay. Are you planning on doing more and in different cities or?
I am planning on doing more. Last year I didn't get a chance to do it because I had moved back to California, so I was still trying to get everything situated with that, but I'm hoping to do another one this year. So I'm hoping to do them annually. I did one in 2019 and then the one in 2024, but I'm hoping to get them going annually because they absolutely they help.
Okay. And are you doing it always, what was that at, in Oakland or where was
So
that at?
yeah, so it was in Oakland. The first time it was at Humanis Hall.
Oh,
This last time it was at Eastmont Mall, but I need a bigger space. So it's too big. It's too big for the space that we were in last year.
okay. And so when people go there, do you get like a email list? How do you like kind of, is there a way you keep up with the people when they, you
Yeah,
know?
so I had everyone sign in on a sign-in sheet and leave their email address. So then that way I can drop it into my website, and when I put out newsletters or anything like that, it automatically goes to them.
Okay, that's
Hmm.
amazing. Wow. I didn't even know that. So,
Hmm.
okay, so you wrote the book, right?
Yes.
What I know as we go through life and stuff, we was like, man, I need to, some people don't put it out there and but you decided to. What made you decide to do that? And how long did it take for you to write the book?
What made me decide to put it out there is because I knew that there were so many women that were suffering in silence. There were so many women that looked just like me, that did the same things that I did, but everybody was suffering in silence. Why? Because nobody spoke up about their situations. Everybody was just quiet about it. So I decided to use my voice
Mm.
to, to tell my story, to share my story. When it first happened, I didn't think that it would be where it's at. So far, I've helped five women successfully leave and live to tell about it. So I never even imagined that it would even, go that far. It was just something that I was just telling my story. It happened to me, and I have a right to tell it. So that's what I did, and then it kind of just blew up.
How'd you find
Um,
the women?
I'm sorry.
How'd you find the women? The other,
They found me on social media from
wow.
me sharing my story. I have one video on TikTok of me leaving. It shows me the day that I left. I'm driving away. My god sister is in the truck behind me. My daughter's in a U-Haul behind that. And I'm turning the corner and something just popped into my head. It just told me to record. And I put the camera out, the phone out of the window, and I said, I am effing free. And that video has 8.9 million views on Instagram alone.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
I've had women from all over reach out to me for advice and for help.
That's wow. How many pages is it?
The book is for everything is about 100 pages. So it's a short read. It's short but
Yeah.
powerful.
Okay. And then you have a
Mhm.
journal too, right?
So I do have a journal. Yes. So the journal comes after the I survived my narc. It's called I'm Finally Free. So it kind of helps you walk through the steps of once you're free and kind of how you got there. So it kind of it makes you think, how did I allow myself to get here? What can I change? What can I do better? So it's that guide that either when you're leaving, you may need a little push, or when you're finally out, you need that push to stay out.
Wow. Now, what has been like the response and everything with it, with the book and the journal?
The response has been amazing. At first, when I first started telling my story, people used to say, I'm male bashing and I bash men and this and this and that, which is the furthest thing from the truth. I don't like abusive men.
Mm,
So, but other than that, but it's the response has been amazing.
mm,
I get people that recognize me, from all of my posts. And, I've had people tell me, that I've saved them, I've, changed their lives. So it's a great feeling. It's a
wow.
great feeling. The response, the feedback is amazing.
Is there like one story, without mentioning anybody's name that, a male or a woman had actually came to you and said, you know what, you really saved my life by, hearing your story, I decided to leap and something that, one that really touched your heart. There's probably millions, but is there one that kind of stands out?
Ooh, One that stands out. I had a young lady reach out to me on social media. She was in a like in a group session and somebody passed her my phone number and she reached out to me. By the time she was in the process of trying to leave, by the time she left, it wasn't too late, but she had been so savagely beaten that she was in the hospital. She didn't have anyone else to turn to. And she ended up talking to the nurse, and the nurse ended up getting in contact with me. And the nurse was like, I'm not even supposed to be doing this, but she told me that you are the only person that she has that's willing to help her. So, I worked with her for a couple of days when she was in the hospital. She was released. I helped her get back home to her family.
Mhm.
So the case was just so awful that the police gave her a police escort an hour out of the city.
Oh, wow.
So every time she would stop, I would send her gas money. I gave her money for a room when she got tired of driving, and she made it home safely to her family. So that one, I think that one probably stands out the most.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, but I have a few young ladies that I've helped. I've opened up my home,
Mhm.
to women. I've bus tickets, plane tickets, just anything really that I can do to help somebody get away.
Wow. Now,
Yeah.
have you had any men come? I mean, like reach out, or is it just all women?
No, I have had men that have called me for advice. Yes.
Oh,
Yes. Um I think I've had maybe four since I've been telling my story.
uh-huh.
I have four that, but I do have a few that wants to get into the book, the part two. So I'm
Oh, really?
definitely,
Okay.
yeah. So give
Okay.
a man's perspective because for some reason people always think that narcissists are only men, but no, women can be narcissists too.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so,
Yeah.
yeah,
That's why I asked that. I don't, because this world is just so different now. Because it really did used to be women back in the days. Now it's like men are being, abused also,
and with men, it's because I mean truthfully, what man is gonna say that, yeah, my woman is doing this and this and that to me?
Mhm.
It's comes shame and judgment, and most men are not gonna talk about it. And
Yeah.
most men don't even think twice, even if it's not physical, if it's just verbal, they don't look at it as abuse. But yeah, men can definitely be abused too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
And you became like not just an advocate for the domestic violence, and all that for the women, but also just an advocate period, like recently, for La Russell, you know,
Hmm.
and other people and everything. It just, when I see your posts and I see, how hard you go and how much you care, you do have a big heart and everything, Um, you know, the La Russell, you went out there and supported his mother and
Hmm.
everything. How did when you like stuff like that, how does that, make you like feel? I mean, when, so I need to get involved, I need to, I don't care what people say and
It's just when I do stuff, I'm not really looking at it at I'm just being me. I'm not looking at it as, I need to do this or I need to put myself in front of this. I'm just giving my honest opinion on how I feel about the situation. And
hmm
then it blows up for some reason. I mean, but it's just, I mean, I like to give to people what I would like in return. Do
hmm
unto others as you want, someone to do unto you. And it's just, I just try and put out there in the atmosphere what I want returned to me.
Right, right,
So
right.
and when I see somebody that's doing good and is positive and doing their, on the right path, of course I'm gonna support that.
hmm Yeah, I haven't had a chance to meet LaRussell. I know he's been to Sacramento a couple of times, but I would love to, meet him. I'm proud about the way that he has came so far, and doing things, and yeah, you're always going to have haters,
Oh, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah, that
They went above and beyond with this here. It's just it's a mess. It's
wow.
a mess. But he has an amazing spirit. If you can get a chance to go to one of his backyard shows, it's absolutely amazing.
Yeah, I miss
It is amazing.
I think he was here at the rink and I don't know if you know the rapper Marvelous.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, she had called me. She said, "Sis, you coming up here?" And I was like, "Going where?" And
Hmm.
stuff. And so I had actually missed, meeting him then and everything when he was in Sacramento. But yeah, most definitely. Hopefully, I do get to meet him because he's kind of getting up there big time. But
Right.
but you know what? Honestly, like, tell me if I'm wrong. The Bay Area people, they stay humble. I mean, most of them,
Yeah, most of them, yeah.
like, I always say like, 40 and, all them, you could walk up to them,
Right.
and they would be, humble and stuff. So yeah, most of, like we was talking about numbskull, money B and stuff,
Mhm.
they walk around like this, every day and they talk to people and
The
stuff.
Bay Area is such a vibe. I mean, it's just one, it's we have our issues, but it's family.
Oh
The Bay
yeah.
Area is one big family.
Yeah. Oh
And
yeah.
I think that's why a lot of the rappers and, people from here, they feel so comfortable with just, mingling with us common folk.
I know. Right. It's crazy. So, do you have any other books in the works?
So I'm gonna start on part two of I Survived Monarch because I actually, like I said, I have a few men who wanted to share their stories, and then
Mhm.
I want to go into the with the five women, what happened next. You survived, we got out of it. Now what? What does life look like now?
Okay.
Mhm.
Have you thought about doing a documentary or film?
I have not. I have not.
Hmm. Look
I
out.
have not. I took part in a documentary. It's called Project Heavy. That's going to be coming out soon, and my it was a 4-part docu-series, and my portion is on domestic violence. So I
Mm,
share my story on there, and like me growing up, and we went around to my high school, where I grew up, stuff like that. But no,
hmm.
everybody keeps saying, it will I should reach out to Tyler Perry to share my story because leaving somebody at the dentist is quite a story.
Right. Or just get some, like maybe Jason or somebody with the camera, just start, filming
Hmm.
because that would be a good movie. I mean, good documentary, not movie, but
Right.
documentary and stuff.
Hmm.
And then, interviewing the other women and including the men.
Hmm.
I think that'll be good, you know.
That's a good idea. That is definitely something to think about. That
Yeah,
is definitely something to think about.
yeah. And
Hmm.
then I could be like, see, I'm glad you
Right. Look, I told you to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
When you do the what's it called when they rent out the theaters and everybody
The,
goes
the showing,
the
right. The
screening.
screening. Yeah.
I'm gonna be in the front row.
Right. Yes,
Most
yes.
definitely. Now, what about you even doing a podcast?
I thought about doing a podcast as well. I thought about doing a podcast as well. It's as vocal as I am on social media, I really don't like being in front of the camera. Isn't that crazy?
I told you I had the video show, right? I
Hmm.
was the camera person.
Hmm.
But everybody, I used to have like rappers, DJs, and everybody hosts. So
Hmm.
everybody would go to them. They were like the bosses behind the camera.
Right.
Now, when I get in front of the camera and do all this, people be like, "Dang, I said, I didn't have no choice. This
Right.
social media
Right.
now,
Right.
even for my real estate and stuff, I get in
Hmm.
front of the camera,
You
and
have to.
so sometimes we got to step out of our comfort zone, and
And that's, yeah, and I'm getting used to that. So this is actually my second. I did a podcast earlier. I was on radio
yeah, I
earlier
saw it.
in the live. Yeah. So I'm starting. I'm getting out of that shell. I'm getting out of it. I have so many drafts of videos and stuff on my phone that I have not put out. I need to. I need to get out of that because it seems like people like to hear what I have to say.
Absolutely. And speaking of that, we already talked about, being a life coach and author, advocate and everything. Let's talk about when people piss you off on Facebook.
Oh Lord.
Oh my goodness. You guys, please do not ever in the smoky voice, don't get on her post or don't post nothing stupid about Felicia. But she
Sometimes,
will blast you.
I
Oh my
will. I will. I will.
uh
Yeah, I will. I'm trying to be better about that, but it's just some things are just blatantly disrespectful that you just can't get away with. Like, come on now.
yeah.
Yeah, I do have my crash out moments on social media, but they are valid.
Uh-huh.
They are valid.
Oh
Nobody gets hurt. They're valid. I have valid crash outs.
yeah, because you would copy paste the Facebook page and show people, and I ain't gonna lie to you, sis. I had went to their page just to look and see, like
Oh yeah, she was
people.
yeah, she's mental. Yeah, she was mental. I got a phone call. Yeah. That's a whole nother story. Yeah. She was
Sometimes,
mental. Yeah.
yeah, but sometimes I go and look, be like, okay,
Hmm.
stupid people that they clearly they don't know who they messing with. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah. Because clean the receipts. No.
Right, right. Now you said
Yes.
you have kids, right? How are your
I
kids?
have one daughter
One daughter.
and she's 30.
What does she say about your Facebook posts and stuff?
Oh, she always say, "Who's she show is hard raising your parents." She thinks she's my mom. So yes, she thinks she's the mother. So she's gotten used to it. She'll just shake her head or she she's used to my shenanigans.
Oh my goodness.
And everybody keeps telling us that that me and her need to get a YouTube channel together.
So really? So what
Hmm.
is she like to be in front of the camera or is she
No, it's just our relationship. People always ask us because we have a great relationship, and just the way that we vibe off of each other. It's always just fun.
oh that's
Hmm.
see you stopped at one, I stopped at two. I was like, I had a
Yeah.
boy, I gave my
Mm-mm.
donation.
One and done. One and done. I had enough nephews and nieces. I didn't need to contribute to the world that much.
Yeah, and I ain't afraid to say it. I got my two. Jeremy turned a year old. I got my two side.
Right. Yeah, that
Everybody
was
was
it.
like, "Well, what if you?" I was like, "Look,
Mm-mm.
whoever I get with next, may have some kids. I done did
Right.
world a girl and a boy. I'm good. You know?
Right. One and done. I was one and done.
Yeah,
But you got your pair. You got both, so that's good.
yeah. And Jeremy, he tries to act like my parent too sometimes. And
Oh yeah.
I'd
Oh
be
yeah.
like, okay, boy, who's the parent?
You're right. They try to parent us.
Yeah, real quick, I forgot something. We was talking and I forgot something. Do you know
Hmm.
he called me late at night? It was like, so you can't remember? I said, boy, yeah, like you was
Just wait till he get our age. He gonna be forgetting stuff too.
yeah. So is there anything about Felicia that you would have want people to know, just anything besides what we've already, talked about?
What I want people to know. I don't know. Some people think I'm mean and I'm not. Like I'm really a ball of fun. When you're around me, you will laugh and you will laugh and you will laugh and you will laugh some more. I'm a good time.
Uh,
I'm fun to be around. I have a great sense of humor. I grew up under three boys, so I have tough skin. I can, roughhouse with the best of them and clown with the best of them. But I'm just me. Um, the one thing that I do want people to stop doing is stop putting me on a pedestal that I did not ask to be on. I
mm,
said I was gonna make a Facebook post about that because people are always, you supposed to be this and what am I? Who said that? I'm
mm,
just a normal person out here voicing my opinion and that's it. But people, I guess once you get a certain amount of followers, people
mm.
start putting you up on a pedestal that you didn't ask to be on. So your life kind of gets judged and looked at with a microscope. Like hey, listen. I'm just me, and I just so happen to have a few followers on social media, and that's what it is. But yeah, I'm all fun. You hang around me, you're gonna have a good time.
Okay. Now, I want to ask you, you said that I know you moved back to, the town from Texas. How did you like Texas?
I absolutely loved Texas. I was in Houston, and I was out there from November of 2020 to March of 2025.
Mm,
Texas showed me that I can have peace no matter where I go.
mm,
Texas did what it was supposed to do for Houston did what it was supposed to do for me. So I absolutely love it. I have no regrets. One day I may go back, but
mm.
I loved it.
Now,
I
what took
loved
you
it.
out there though?
So my sister lives in Houston. My two nieces, my two nephews, and my stepmother. So I was out there every year. So I had family out there. So I
Oh,
always said that after my daughter graduated, that I was going to move to Houston. That was little delayed. It didn't happen until 2020, but I did it.
oh,
So far I've been doing everything that I said I wanted to do in life. So
okay. Do you see yourself like moving like back to Texas or the South or anything, leaving again?
my ultimate goal is I want to live in the States for 6 months and then I want to live in a different country for
Oh,
6 months. So 6 months in the US and then a different country every 6 months, every year for 6 months.
oh,
4 to 6 months. So I love to travel.
oh,
And I
wow.
travel by myself.
My son for his 30th birthday went to some island by himself.
Hmm.
I said, "You
Hmm.
went by yourself?" I was like, but he had a good time,
Hmm.
everything.
Yeah.
What is the most, I mean, the most memorable place that you've been to?
Just on a trip period, I would say Colombia.
Mm,
Colombia was a life-changing trip for me. I went to Colombia in, I think that was December of 2022.
mm,
And we went to a village called Palenque. It was a village of, I believe it's 5,000. They had just started to get like power and electricity, and it was
mm,
just, dirt roads. But the people were so happy there.
mm,
And they had absolutely nothing. So Colombia, that was a life-changing trip for me. It was right after it was like a year and a half after I had left my marriage. And I want to go back. It was amazing. It was amazing. It was truly a life-changing event because it made me realize that I have so much, even though I may not think I have a lot,
mhm,
compared to what other people have.
mhm.
I have so much, and it made me more grateful. And it's just, those people had nothing and they were so happy. And here I am in the States complaining about little stupid things.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Um,
Columbia, yeah,
wow. Now, the healing circle, do you want to expand that to different cities and states? I mean,
I do. And so also my ultimate goal with the healing circles, I want to get a house in every state. So I want to get basically a safe house in every state.
oh,
Because what I've been coming across is a lot of they're young girls, young women who are trying to leave, but they have absolutely nowhere to go. So that's why they end up being stuck in these relationships, stuck in these marriages that are abusive because they have nobody. So
gotcha.
that's the number one thing. I have nowhere to go. They will leave, but I have nowhere to go. And
Mhm.
they have kids. They don't want to be on the streets with their kids, so they stay in that bad relationship.
I've seen that. I've
Hmm.
seen it. Um,
Hmm.
this Saturday, I actually went to orientation at St. John's, and
Hmm.
they're different from like women's empowerment. They actually have home, how do you say it, little homes on the property.
Oh wow! Oh wow!
Yeah, where they when the women graduate or whatever from the program, they could they could stay. They're the ones available,
Oh, that's
and
nice.
it's like yeah, it's little houses and everything right there. We took a tour, of it.
Nice. Nice.
I was yeah, that's what I said. I was like wow, um, and I was trying to remember if it was gated or not because you know it, it and I know you've known people and like me and stuff, this domestic violence is real.
Oh,
These men
absolutely.
find these women, they try to run and stuff and
Hmm.
you know and unfortunately, even if they go to another state, sometimes they find them and everything.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
it's just it's scary, and
It
everything.
is. It's like when you're leaving or right after you leave, that's one of the most dangerous times for a woman.
Mm. Now,
Hmm.
you know, so you didn't have to go through none of that, right? When you
No,
come out the dentist, right?
no, no. So I left. I got away clean. It
Yeah.
was. I left. I had so in the process of me leaving, I came up with this plan that I knew he was going to be at the dentist for 2 hours because we were new to Texas and I knew it was going to take a little time.
Mm,
He already knew that we were moving.
uh-huh.
So I already had everything packed up. I had sold most of the big stuff in the house. I had two storages, one he knew about, one he didn't know about. I was, you know, taking stuff back and forth. I had an apartment that he didn't know about. And when it was the day for him to go to the dentist, my daughter was visiting from California. Got up. Me and my daughter went and got the U-Haul, parked it around the corner. It was time for him to go to the dentist. I made sure that I drove him so he wouldn't have a quick way back. Took him to the dentist, gave him a kiss, let him out the car, told him I loved him, and never saw him again. By the time I got back home, my daughter had the U-Haul truck backed up to the house. She was slinging stuff in the truck. Two of my friends came. We got everything out in about an hour and a half, and that was it.
Did you stay in Texas or you came back
I
here?
no, I stayed in Texas. I stayed in Texas until 2025. So I left December 1st, 2021, and I didn't come back to California until March of 2025.
And you never ran into him again?
No.
Oh wow,
Mm-mm.
Texas is that big?
Oh yeah,
Oh,
Houston is big. Yeah.
oh wow.
Hmm.
Wow. You know,
Yep.
I watched those shows, like Fatal Attraction and For My Man and stuff,
Hmm.
and it's just, I was like, well, I'm never gonna date again.
Right.
Know,
Right.
my brother was like, stop watching them shows, but
Right.
I said, this world is not the same as it. I don't
Yeah.
know if it's because as we get older, but it's really not the same. The men and women, I'm gonna still say women because, but
I mean, it's not, it is the same and it isn't the same. The difference is we get to see it unfold in front of our eyes because we have social media and everything is so public. Before there was no social media. So a lot of things were going on that we had no knowledge about because it wasn't being broadcast to the world.
hmm that's so true. That is very true. So now, would you do an event like if in a different city, somebody's like, hey, I want to bring the healing circle here. Would you
Oh,
do
absolutely.
okay? And
Absolutely. So I did an event last year. Actually, it was a women's circle. It was 10 of us, and it was titled When Did I Lose My Self-Worth?
mm,
So the next one I want to do is going to be titled Mother Wound. So each circle that I do is going to be geared towards a certain thing.
okay, okay.
Hmm.
I'm gonna try to make the next one. You say you do that out there in Oakland and stuff, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
Hmm.
I most definitely want to try to make, the next one and everything.
Yes, absolutely. We'd love
And
to have you.
please, keep it because I just love giving back and, talking to the women and just showing them that, hey, you can make it,
Oh yeah.
you
Oh
know,
yeah.
you can make it and stuff. So, sis, I just want to thank you. And is there anything else? This is
Um,
your show.
Whoever's watching, you can find me on all of my social medias, Felicia Fee Carr. If you would love to go ahead and support, you can find my book on Amazon. And yeah, just keep being great. Just
And
be
don't forget the
kind.
journal. Buy the book and the
Yes, the
journal.
journal. Yes. I survived Monarch, the Great Escape. And then there's a journal. It's called I'm Finally Free.
Man,
Yes.
okay.
And also one last thing. So I'm also the owner of Bag Lady Crafts. So I don't know if you see
Yeah,
when I post all of the cups and the t-shirts and the banners. So I do that as well. So that's my little side gig.
Now the thing in the back, who made that for you? It says
She's on that side. I made that. That's me. Hey, y'all, it's me. That's what I always say. So
oh
yeah,
my
so I made that.
oh my goodness. Well, I can't wait to, I know like we've always like, talked on social media and stuff, but I really want to meet you in person.
Yes, absolutely. We got to make that happen.
Yeah, in fact, I'm supposed to be coming up there for my birthday. Um,
Oh yeah, look.
yeah, because my son lives in Dublin, but he's got the shops in Berkeley and stuff.
Okay.
You know
Yeah, let
what?
me know when you're here.
I'm gonna tell him. I
Yes.
think I'm supposed to go around the 17th and
Yeah,
stuff.
absolutely. Yeah,
Yes. No, we're gonna do that. We're gonna do
absolutely. I look forward to it.
yes. All right. Now I'm gonna keep asking because this is your show. Anything else? Now y'all stay tuned for the movie and the podcast. I'm
Yes,
playing it.
yes. Yes. No, there's nothing else that I can think about right now. I
All
can
right.
think of.
And throw out your social media handles again.
So everything is under Felicia Ficar. TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. I'm on Threads. I'm on Lemonade. All of that. Yes, everything is under Felicia Ficar.
Okay. And anytime that you have an event, anything you want to, come on and, promote it and stuff, let me know, tag me, do whatever you have going on. Please, please, please. I
Yes,
want to
I
support
will.
you to the fullest. And what I really would love to do is trying to trying to do more of a goal selling more homes and helping people is every deal that I close to give back to especially like an organization like what you have going on because you're doing so much out there for the community and
I
everything.
appreciate you so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, so
And
we'll
if there's anybody out there who can help me with funding, grants and stuff like that, because I have been funding these women out of my own pocket. So yes, I
mm,
need help with finding some grants to help me, really, really help these women. I have been doing everything out of pocket. Hotels, food, flights, bus tickets, everything.
well
But this is my calling, so I'll be happy to do it.
now, question about that, because I
Hmm.
always hear about the city and stuff, sometimes giving funds and stuff. Has anybody reached out?
So when I did my event in 2024, the city of Oakland, they did give me a grant. So yeah, so one of the city
Oh,
officials did. Yeah, so they did help out with that event. So yeah, so I'm not gonna say no. Yes, they did.
okay. And I'm thinking about also like, like the St. John's, that's why I'm thinking it. Because the
Hmm.
St. John's and the women's empowerment, all those, they all get like funding and
Hmm.
everything. So
Yes, I'm definitely, now that I'm back here, I'm gonna, start reaching out and see who's willing to help.
yeah, so hey, if you guys know anybody that's, looking to, help, fund on a continuous basis. That's the
Yes.
thing, a continuous basis, just like the other people, we got to start,
Hmm.
helping, our people, you know.
Absolutely.
Let's just keep it real.
Absolutely.
Let's just keep, when it comes to
Right.
us, the funding gets
Mm.
so scarce.
Oh
So
yeah. Yeah.
yeah. So,
Very much so.
let's start supporting our people, and just supporting everything, not just buying the books and the journal, just supporting people
Right.
and reach, and it takes like you reaching out. I'm just gonna say this is just coming to me, Felicia. It
Mhm.
takes you to reach out to the people that
Yes. Yeah.
because some of
And
y'all
I
know
have to,
the
and I
lobbyists.
do have a problem with that. I need to get out of that asking people for help. I don't do that enough, and I help a lot of people, and I need to start asking for help.
But you need a team though. You need other
Yeah.
people
Yeah.
to open up their mouths and stuff too.
Yeah.
Say, hey, you know, um, do you have like brochures? I know you have a website and stuff. When we get off of here, if you could go underneath the live and put like, yeah, I'll put your book. I got your books links and stuff. I'll put
Okay.
that in there. But if you could put, the Healing Circle, you know,
Yes. Absolutely.
website, and stuff.
Absolutely.
You guys promote it, just promote it because, we got to support each other. You know,
Thank you.
period.
I
So
appreciate you.
I could go on about that, but
All
all right, love you, sis. And I would see,
right. I love
and
you
my son
too.
was just calling me, so I'm gonna tell him, like, look, when I come up there, we gotta go.
Yes. Absolutely. Let's do it. Yes.
Okay, all right.
I
See you
look
in a
forward to
couple of weeks.
seeing you.
All
All
right.
righty.
Okay.
Bye bye.